What's causing a man drought in Sydney's elite suburbs? All the single ladies. What's good, guys? This is Scott, aka SydneyMGTOW here. I was just going to the supermarket before and I saw this article on the front page of a paper. In all fairness, I was actually tipped off. Thank you so much for the tip off on the comments on my last video that I did about an hour ago. Managed to find this. Now I want to read a little bit of a blurb from the first page, and then I'm going to actually get into the main article. And this is actually really interesting. And there's a lot of very telling things that the women that have been interviewed for this article have said. And I'm going to highlight those if you don't already pick them up. It says, Sydney is in the middle of a man drought, with some of our most affluent areas the worst affected. Well, gee, imagine my shock at all the women going to the most affluent areas looking for the most affluent men. New official data reveals the eastern suburbs and the North Shore have some of the worst gender gap ratios in the country. For example, in Woollahra, there are just 86 men for every 100 women, and in Mossman, there are just 88 for every 100. Now, these women live there by choice. So if they're going to choose to go somewhere where there's not a lot of men, then that's on them. I'm sorry, but fucking hell, man, you bitches are going to take some accountability for the shit you do. It comes as social demographers say the higher number of women gaining university degrees is also creating a dating gap. That's not what's causing the dating gap. Let me tell you that right now. You MGTOW know what's causing the dating gap. Higher number of women gaining university degrees is also creating a dating gap for single females wanting a man equal to their education. The figures reveal the Sydney Man Drought is part of a wider national trend. Every capital city now has more women than men. Fiorella Alvarez, pictured, said there were less guys than women in the eastern suburbs, and there are a lot of duds too. So what you're saying is there are a lot of men who don't meet your overinflated, unrealistic standards. Full report, pages 8 to 9. Let's check this shit out. I'm loving this. I'm going to flick over and show you this article here. Time for a male call. Help, it's draining men in the city, where women outnumber males by thousands. Look at this entitled bitch here. Gonna get into that in a second. Now, I also want to go into the man drought hotspots. I'm just covering the camera for a second because I want to give you a quick preface. Now, I've had a look at every single one of these areas, affluent suburbs, and the type of suburbs where you'll meet a girl and she'll be like, "Oh, hi, I'm Colette from Woollahra." Check this out. Woollahra, 86 men for every 100 women. Mossman, 88 for every 100. Double Bay, North Sydney, Ku-ring-gai, Canada Bay, Burwood, Northern Beaches, Waverley, Manly. All of these really exclusive areas. You know, isn't this funny, right? Because you've got all of these women going to live in all of these places thinking, oh, I'm going to find myself a really well-heeled man, or, you know, I really like this area, so I want to live there, and so that I can tell my friends. And if there's any women watching this, you may think that you don't think that, but I know at the end of the day, people are going to say, oh, where do you live? And you're going to answer that question with a smile. And you're also going to judge people from like Blacktown, Newcastle, Penrith, Campbelltown, because you're so fucking entitled and you're so used to getting your own way that you can't see anything other than what's up your own ass. Now let me get into this article here, the main bit. I'm gonna cut out some crap bits, but I'm really gonna get to the juicy. Where are we here? Okay, it comes as social demographers say the higher number of women gaining university degrees is creating a dating gap for women hunting a man they consider their intellectual equal. Man, you want someone that's your intellectual superior. Don't lie to me about this equal shit. You're just settling for second best with equal, okay? Shut the hell up. So full of shit. The eastern suburbs man drought is also part of a wider trend, with 187,100 more females than males in Australia. Well, if you crazy bitches weren't forcing men to kill themselves at such crazy rates, maybe that gap might not be so big. Every capital city in the country, with the exception of Darwin, now has more women than men. Social researcher Mark McCrindle said with 98.5 men to every 100 women in Sydney, the man drought was a demographic fact. Yeah, because all the men are sick of you entitled Sydney bitches and are getting the fuck out. He said it was most noticeable in affluent suburbs close to universities. Imagine my fucking surprise. Suburbs where there are a man oversupply are areas where there are more jobs to trade in trades or that are close to financial precincts, as these industries are male dominated. Yeah, because women don't want to go into those industries. That's why they're male dominated. Regional areas like mining towns also tend to have more men. He said research showed women were more likely hypergamy entitlement to want a partner who had obtained the same level of education as them, but with females now representing up to 60% of university graduates, it also made dating more difficult, or dare I say, problematic. These trends are unlikely to change, so while traditionally women might have wanted partners with university degrees, for them it might be worth thinking about dating a partner who is in a trade, he said. With the high cost of living in Sydney and high levels of unemployment in university graduates, it's worth noting that those in trades are often earning more. Mr. McCrindle said for those unlucky in life, it was worth stepping outside their suburb to meet people if they were living in an area with a high gender ratio. Darling Point life coach, surprise, surprise, a woman, Jennifer James, said women couldn't be blamed for wanting a partner with the same level of education as them. Yeah, women can never be blamed for anything, can they? Having said this, I know of couples where the woman is a lawyer and the woman is a lawyer and the man is a tradie, and they are very happy, she said. Ms. James, who also runs a wing woman support group for females on the dating scene, said dating was a numbers game. Yeah, the women do like to get their numbers up. David Champ, licensee of the Bucket List in Bondi, it's getting juicy here, guys, don't tune out, said he had definitely observed the eastern suburbs man drought. In the evening, he said, single women will make up about 60% of our customers. My mates think it must be the perfect place to pick up. But I find eastern suburbs women do tend to be quite particular in what they're looking for. With online dating, it makes it easier for people to become picky. Julia Vizzola, and I'm going to give you a look at Julia, right? This is Julia here. Julia Vizzola, 27, lives in Bondi, and said she had also observed there were more single women than men. Yeah, because all the single women you're seeing are out at the cafes that you're going to. They're in the shops that you're going to. You know, men don't hang around the shopping centers, which is why you're noticing all these single women around the shopping centers and the cafes and the beaches and all of these places where you like to go for social gathering. While us men are getting together and getting shit done and making it happen and making money, the money that you want to take from us when you divorce us and fuck off with our kids. So Julia Vizzola lives in Bondi and said she blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. She said while she had a university degree in performing arts, university degree, she wouldn't be opposed to dating a tradie from Western Sydney. Wouldn't be opposed to it. So what you're basically saying is, well, I don't want to date a tradie, let alone a tradie from Western Sydney, but if I'm going to smash the wall and get to 30 and 35 years old and I don't have a man, and that's the only way I'm going to end up having babies and being with someone that I don't have to support, or that can give me a lifestyle of some sort, then I'm going to just resort to dating a tradie from Western Sydney because that's the best I can do for myself. Well, if you weren't such a fucking pain in the ass, then maybe you'd be able to get someone who's a little bit higher up on the social scale than you are and get someone with a higher income than you. But you got to have everything, don't you? On the other side of Sydney, Parramatta local Josh Holman, 27, has been single for 3 years. Don't blame him. Mr. Holman, who works as a bricklayer, said the abundance of men in Sydney's west was most noticeable in pubs. You're going to find more men than women there, that's for sure, he said. The Toongabbie raised bachelor said the most difficult part of dating was the stigma about chatting to a girl, or the risk of allegations, or the risk of being blamed for being a perv, or the risk of being shamed socially. That wasn't in the article, that was just my take on it, my little addition. For a guy to walk up to a girl is pretty difficult, and for a girl to accept a guy to come and talk to them is pretty hard for them as well, he said. Fiorella Alvarez said that dating in Sydney's eastern suburbs was a challenge. Not only are there less guys than women, it's really hard to meet someone good in Sydney. Right, it's time for me to put that paper away and spit some fucking real talk. Oh man. So what you're basically saying is that it's hard to find a guy who's taller than you, who's good looking, who's muscly, who's got time for you, that will spend on you, that has a nice car, that has a gorgeous house, that wants to have kids straight away, that wants to get married, that wants to give you a 5-carat fucking rock on your finger so you can brag to your friends about how much bigger than their engagement is, your engagement ring is. Well, let me switch fingers here, ladies, because we are fucking done with your shit. We're done with your excessive expectations, and don't think that some tradie from the western suburbs is gonna want to drag their ass all the way into the eastern suburbs just to give you the time of day, because, well, they'll have to do. We will not be treated as second-class citizens. We have the penis, we make shit happen, we get it done, and if you think for 1 second that we're gonna come running back to you because if you've got a vagina, guess what? We learned how to cook, we learned how to clean, we learned how to take care of kids. All the stuff that you used to be able to give us other than a vagina, we can give to ourselves now. So we don't need you. So you need to understand that if you want us to come to you, you have to bring something to the table other than a sense of entitlement and a vagina. Anyway, guys, I've had my rant. Thank you for listening. It's my second video for today. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a great night. If you're in America right now, have a great day. Look forward to seeing you all soon. And if you want to email me, SydneyMGTOW@gmail.com. And I look forward to getting some more subscribers. Bang the bell, share this on Facebook, get the word out there, brothers, and we'll talk soon. Peace.